Google used Burning Man to find a CEO because they were interested in finding a CEO who's familiar with group flow. So one of the things that happens at Burning Man, and there's recent research out of Oxford that sort of backs this up, is that Burning Man alters consciousness in a very particular way, and it drops people into a state of group flow. So flow is a peak performance state, right? It's an individual performing at their peak. Group flow is simply a team performing it at their peak, and everybody has some familiarity with this. If you've ever taken part in a great brainstorming session where ideas are kind of bouncing everywhere and you're really reaching kind of ripe, smart conclusions, if you've seen a fourth quarter comeback in football, if you saw what the Patriots did in the Super Bowl, that's group flow in action. Google has relied very heavily since their inception on creating group flow states. And when they were looking for a new CEO, they needed a way to screen for this. And it doesn't show up on most resumes. They had a long history with Burning Man. From the very beginning, Larry and Sergey had been kind of rabid attendees. The center atrium at Google for years was sort of decorated with pictures of Googlers at Burning Man, spinning fire, doing various things. They had blown through and alienated like 50 different CEOs in the Valley they'd try to interview, and they found out that Eric Schmidt had actually been to Burning Man. So they bumped him to their top of the list. They took him to Burning Man to see how he would do. They wanted to know, was he going to be able to kind of let go of his ego, merge with the team, or was he going to stand in his way? And as it turns out, he passed the test, and the result is one of the most pivotal CEO hires in the modern era.